Anita, how's your mental health?
Questionable at all times. You know this.
Yeah, how's the mental health of your children?
Also a little bit tricky. Can I tell you my experience in trying to find therapists for myself and my kids, Mel?
Yes, please.
Okay, this is how it goes. You ask around your friends and your family for a referral for somebody who's nearby. You finally find somebody who sounds like they might work for your family. You give them a call and you find out that A, they're not accepting new patients, or B, they have a huge wait list. So you start over again and you ask people if they know anybody who would be a good therapist and a good fit. Finally, you find one, you go and you meet with them and you figure out that you don't actually like them that much. But it's been so much work to find somebody who you can go to in your area that you're kind of stuck with them. Well, do you have any ideas for how to get around this?
I do, because guess what? I've actually had some therapists that I have found on my own, which involves what you're saying. Sometimes I remember one time I was like 3 hours in the bathtub on my phone looking
Yeah.
through websites. I was such a prune at the end. But I have also had the experience with working with BetterHelp. And it was like, I don't want to say too good to be true, but because it is true, but it's like amazing because I was matched with my therapist within 24 hours.
And you didn't have to go through all of that other ridiculous process of trying to find somebody. And here's the cool thing too, is if that person didn't work out for you, you can just switch and say, and it's not like you're committing to another years long search for somebody who you're going to jive with.
It's true. And I lucked out, or maybe just BetterHelp is really good at matching people together because I never had to change my therapist. I loved her. Perfect fit for me. And I know that some of our friends have used BetterHelp and they've had to change therapists, and boom, same day, you can change.
Easy peasy.
You can ghost your therapist. Get a new one.
I love this idea. BetterHelp is one of our sponsors. If you use our promo code trybetterhelp.com/WWDN, you get 10% off your first month. And we totally recommend it.
Yes, get some therapy. That's trybetterhelp.com/WWDN.
Hi, Mel.
Hi, Anito.
Well, it's almost the big day. And it is Hanukkah if you're Jewish, but it's almost Christmas for us non-Jewish people.
I want to have a t-shirt with Krampus on it because I learned about Krampus this week. And I think, why do we not have more Krampus situations in Christmas lore?
He'll hit you with a switch. You're a bad child. So I don't know. I don't want to get hit with a switch, Mel.
Okay. Well, guys, this is going to be our last episode of the year. And so we thought we would make it funny for you. So we're not going to have an interview today, but we are going to do awkward, funny stories. And then we will be seeing you again in January. So I'm stoked. I want to have some laughs, to be honest.
We asked you guys to submit some awkward, funny stories about your widowhood experience, and you guys came through and sent some of those to us. So we're going to read those out loud, and you guys can enjoy those feelings of like, yes, I've been there, or no, I haven't had that happen. Both, maybe a little bit of a each.
Yeah. So guys, we're going to start with the funny stories. And before we do that, just remember to join the Widow Wives Club if you have not yet. It's on Facebook. And join Patreon if you would like to. Patreon.com/WWDN. We're going to do our shout out at the end of the episode since this one is different today. So stay tuned for that. And Anita, take the floor.
All right, here we go. So this one starts. A little background. My lovely partner decided that when marijuana became legal in Illinois in 2020, he was going to take the habit back up. Now, one of my favorite things about him, his passion. There was nothing he did half-ass. He did it with his whole ass and then some. Poured his heart into it. He had to be the best at it. So COVID came around and he decided he was going to have a new passion project. He was going to start growing his own marijuana. This was legal with his medical card in our state. You guys, my eyes aren't working. So he keeps growing. This man spends an hour a day in the basement with his ladies. In fact, one day he got home from working out of town and I heard him in the basement sweet talking. I could hear, "Hi, baby. How are you? You look pretty." I was like, oh, hell no. And I am catching this man on the phone with a girl right now. So I stomped downstairs to find him sweet talking his plants. I called him a mad scientist down there. Anyway, here's where it gets awkward. Tony passed suddenly and unexpectedly on October 30th of this year. We had no good warning sign or any little inkling this would happen. Nothing was in order. Why would it be? He was only 44. We thought we had time. So now I am left with a mess of finances, a mess of belongings, a mess of some new stupid life I never signed up for, and a dispensary, as I like to call it, in my basement. I don't even smoke marijuana. So initially I came up with plans to have it all just hauled away. But then his brother begged me to keep it. It only had about a month left, and he said Tony would haunt us if we didn't finish his ladies. So I said, fine. So here I am in this room every night on my hands and knees, watering plants, sweet talking them, etc. Eventually, we had to cut them down, and the smell that came with it, OMG. You could smell it from the street in front of my house. I was horrified. I think maybe subconsciously I wanted something else to stress about rather than think of my life without him. It was easier to worry about the skunk smell down the block. So what did I do? Well, there is a store he used to go to get all his supplies. I called mid-breakdown, and here's how it went. Mel, help me out with this part, okay?
Hi, this is Jason. How may I help you?
Me, half sobbing, half yelling at this poor stoner. Hi, Jason. I have a really weird question for you.
Let's hear it.
My partner just dropped dead and left me a dispensary in my basement. It smells so bad. I can smell it from the street. What do I do?
Oh, no.
Yes, please help.
Well, are you going to keep growing?
No, I don't even smoke weed.
Oh, no.
Jason spends 20 minutes telling me what to do. Go to Home Depot to get the products he said to get. Me standing in the cleaning aisle crying, staring at all the products. Sweet little old lady employee coming up to me. Mel, you're the sweet little old lady. Go.
Can I help you find anything?
Yes. Can you just show me whatever actually works? Looks at me crazy.
What are you trying to do?
Do you really want to know?
I think so.
My partner dropped dead and left me with a dispensary in my basement. Hugs me and holds my hand for minutes. She was an angel. Me thinking she's old and doesn't even know what a dispensary is. Do you know what a dispensary is?
Yes, who cares? It's legal.
OMG, you sound just like him. Walks me around Home Depot and gets me everything I need in my cart. Maybe this isn't even funny or awkward typed out, but I got in my car after Home Depot and I was like, OMG, what did I do to these poor people?
Yes, I like it. Good job. Good submission. We're going to keep our submitters' names anonymous just in case. We just don't want anyone to get in trouble. So thank you to the person who submitted that. Sorry about Jersey barking in the background.
Come on, Jersey. All right, Mel, you got the next one.
I can't remember when this was exactly, so let's call it sometime early this year. I was hearing noises in the attic, scratching to be specific, right over my bedroom. Vomit. So I called the exterminator who came to inspect. He set some traps in the attic, and when he came down, this was the conversation.
I've set some traps all around and I've sprayed, blah, blah, blah. That's all I can do for now. So in a week or two, you'll need to go up in the attic and check the traps.
Oh, as in check them for dead rodents? Insert horrified face.
Or your husband can check them.
No, I'll have to do it, I guess.
Maybe he can just stop by and do it. Just a minute of his time.
Awkward silence. Well, I really would love if he could do that, but he's dead.
Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry, so sorry. Please give the office a call and I'll come back and check them for you. I promise I'll come back. I'm so sorry.
Later in the day, I was explaining to my kids what transpired, and my daughter chimes in. Mom, what's the big deal? I'll check them. If they're dead, they're dead. Thank you, daughter. The end. That was a good one.
Yeah, daughter wins that one.
I love a good surprising the exterminator or cable guy or whatever with, no, my husband cannot help me with the thing you are mansplaining me to do. He's dead.
Oh,
and watching their reaction.
I don't want any dead rodents in my house or alive ones. Neither would be perfect for me. All right, here's our next one. I had an extremely awkward interaction 2 to 3 months after my husband died. I was going to a college volleyball game with one of my girlfriends. The game got over at 8:30 and it was a Friday night. We thought we would get a drink instead of being lame and going home that early on a Friday night. We stopped by a nice bar and sat in a booth that only 4 to 5 months previously my husband, me, my friend and her boyfriend sat and had drinks. That in and of itself brought back memories. I looked at the bar and saw an acquaintance sitting having a drink with some guy. I was telling my friend how my husband never really liked her. She was married, They're divorced now. After having a drink or two, my friend and I were walking out, and I made the mistake of walking up to her. She gave me a big hug and introduced me to her date. She said, "Bleep, this is Steve. Steve, this is blank. Her husband just died." Steve looked at me and was visibly embarrassed and said he was sorry. I looked at the acquaintance and was shocked, but said, "On that note, we are leaving." My friend and I immediately started talking about the interaction. That is usually something you say privately after the introduction, not included when you introduce somebody. It definitely validated my husband's opinion of her and mine.
Eek.
Can you imagine? Her husband died. Oh, that's the most important thing.
I mean,
Thanks
like,
so
that's
much.
what you and I would do to somebody that's like you know what I mean? Like in a widow conversation, like, duh. But not like that.
So weird.
Awkward.
All right, Mel.
I had finally boxed up my husband's shirts to mail to a friend who offered to make me a memory quilt. One of the employees at the UPS store was helping someone whose package hadn't arrived at its destination. When it was my turn, the person helping me asked the value of the items inside. I said, "Invaluable." She looked quizzical, like she needed more information. Hearing the saga of the lost package in the background, I panicked and blurted out, "There are 18 of my dead husband's shirts in that box that are being sent to a friend to be made into a quilt, so they better not get lost. Does this happen often at UPS?" There was total silence in the small shop, except for the woman whose package was lost, and she made a "good luck with that" type of snort. The employee just looked at me and said, "So it's clothing, right?" I felt really awkward. The end.
I can like relate to that feeling of just like panicking. Ah, my dead husband's shirts are in here, and everybody else is like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, here's our next one. On the making it awkward for them front, I have had somebody making fun of me for having a pink butterfly tattoo, and also remarking that it looks like I let a kid draw on me with a felt tip. When I explained that it was an exact copy of a drawing done by my girlfriend before her passing, he almost choked on himself trying to apologize. Oh!
And then there is a lovely picture that is attached that you cannot see. That's a good one.
And it's also cute.
Aww. It is cute. My dad passed away almost 5 years before my husband. He was cremated, and Mom kept him on his dresser in their bedroom, which I personally thought was a bit creepy. Before my dad passed, my sister made all the adults declare what they wanted in case of death or dying. My husband said he wanted to be left wherever he was, North Carolina, Texas, Germany, or wherever, and didn't feel the need to be buried, but cremation was fine if he wasn't donated. I didn't really care about the method, but I wanted a stone or a plaque or something to say I was here. Then, when my husband died in North Carolina, but not in a hospital, I knew he was to be cremated and left here, but I didn't want to, quote, bring him home. So I found us the ultimate compromise. He gets cremated and then promptly inurned in a stone, and as they have stones for 2 urns, I have a final resting place beside him. After I chose the place for my husband, my mom liked it too and asked if it would be okay to buy the matching stone for a pair of urns on the other side of the bench. Of course I agreed. Thus, a few weeks after we inurned my husband, the family got together and inurned my dad. Then, the Wednesday after my dad was placed, I stopped by at dinner time to visit, quote, the boys. When I drove up, there was a lady sitting on the bench. You should also know this is a newer area to the cemetery and only a few spots are occupied. And in the weeks before my dad was placed, I would visit the site often, but no one was loitering nearby. But nobody was loitering nearby. I've just tried to say loitering so many times and I can't do it. On this night, I get out of the car and say to the woman, I don't mean to interrupt, but as I point to the right, this is my husband, and then point to the left, this is my dad. You're welcome to stay, but I'm going to sit here, pointing to the bench directly in front of her. She then tells me she comes to the cemetery and walks around and visits no one specifically, but feels the aura of those buried, and she felt called to sit at this bench. We spent about 20 minutes talking. She questioned the cause of my husband's death as he was so young and wanted to know if he died from COVID. I explained no, it wasn't COVID. He had a heart attack in the backyard. And 5 years ago, my dad had a heart attack in his driveway, but was just recently placed here. I talked about how both men would have loved to chat with her, as they would talk to almost anybody. In the year and a half since then, I've not run into the lady again. I'm not sure how many widows or widowers have had similar issues, but having a stranger visit you with your person is odd and unexpected.
Oh, that is interesting. I wonder if other people have like run into people and chatted with them at the cemetery. I definitely have. And sometimes it's weird and sometimes it's okay. Sometimes we assume that unless we had a huge life insurance payout, we don't really need to know anything about investments or even finances. But guess what? A little knowledge of finances is critical for all of us. Maybe your partner was in charge of that stuff, and now you find yourself making all the decisions. Maybe you're mad about that. Maybe I am. Nicole from the He's Gone But the Money's Not podcast is here to help. She tackles financial literacy by telling the stories of women and widows and finance experts, and shares the lessons they've learned as certified financial planners. Whether you know a lot and feel confident in your financial decisions or feel unsure about all of that stuff, there is more to learn. Listen and subscribe to the He's Gone But the Money's Not podcast on all podcast platforms. This ad was paid for by Rockhouse Financial, an SEC registered investment advisor.
I feel like if my dad were alive, that's something he would do like for fun.
Hang out at the cemetery. All right, here's our next one. So I was at one of my first work events after Scott died, probably 8 months after he died. Most everyone I knew had heard about his death, except apparently a writer who lived in a different county and didn't spend her summers in Florida. I was at a food event at a new Italian restaurant, and Scott loved those. I was tired and sad, but working and forging ahead. And the writer came and hugged me and then looked behind me. "Where's Scott?" she asked, and the two people standing with me physically stepped back because they knew, and it was so awkward. "I'm so sorry to tell you that he died," I said. She burst into tears. "I'm a widow too," she said. And then I cried and she cried and everyone else was so freaked out and I just wanted some damn pizza. Of course, when I left holding a pizza and waiting for my car at the valet, the stupid kid at the station assumed that I was a pizza delivery person. "I'm middle-aged holding a purse with my valet ticket out and you didn't even order a pizza," I said. Grief and racism. Lovely. Oh, dang.
Oh, man.
That's like two awkwards in one awkward.
Mm-hmm.
The party and then the valet situation. Sorry that happened.
Okay. Background. I'm a 37-year-old widow. My husband died a month before this happened. I had been back at work for about 2 weeks. At work, I had lunch with my 3 friends, one of whom just got back from Mexico with her husband, sister, and her husband, and her parents. My friend told us about her trip and how her sister's husband was incredibly rude to everybody else on the trip, and how she doesn't like spending time with her sister's family because of it. She ended her story with, "It just makes me glad that all of us have great husbands we can rely on and enjoy being around." Dead silent afterwards, and I tried to avoid the weird side eyes I got from everyone. She didn't mean it, just forgot, and we are still friends, but it was definitely awkward. Yep.
So funny. Okay. I was sitting at my son's high school volleyball game. There was a couple sitting next to me with one other friend. The wife jokingly said she only married her husband for the life insurance, or for some reason they talked about this for a few minutes. A few minutes later, I was invited into the conversation. I think they must have asked me about my husband because I somewhat reluctantly told them he had died. They looked a little mortified and got very quiet after that.
Ah!
Thank you so much to everybody who gave us your awkward widow stories. We're going to do that every so often, ask you to submit some stories so we can just laugh or just like be in our togetherness of this awful situation. So thank you, and be listening for the next time we ask you to submit some of those stories for us.
Yes, and now for the grand finale. Well, my dogs are barking in the background, so sorry if you guys can hear that. I just can't deal with them. I don't know where they are. But we are going to do an impromptu performance thanks to our friend Audrey, who let us know about this amazing bot created Hallmark Christmas movie script. Now, there are only 2 pages, I think, but it's so funny. So we thought that it would be appropriate for the holiday time. And because it's so ridiculous, because we all know Hallmark movies are so stupid. They are super, I don't know, there's a formula to them, right?
Yeah.
So just kind of something fun.
All right. And we're going to give credit to Keaton Patty, who's the originator of this. We don't want to steal his work. So this is called The Christmas on Christmas.
This takes place at an international small town snow globe refillery. We see a single mother refilling snow globes with Christmas juice. She is widow. Her husband died in every war.
I refill globes better than Jesus Claus. Yet still my twins are dad free. Why? They need double dad.
A businessman enters the shop. He wears clothes that cost money. His hands are briefcases, and he's Hallmark hot.
Hi, do your snow globes lack wet? Hurry, Christmas attacks soon.
Christmas is spelled Christmess, like an actual mess.
Which is what it is.
The businessman has flashback to when he was business boy. A Christmas tree explodes his family on purpose. He now hates trees and Christmas and explosions. He exits the flashback. Shut your sound! I am from huge city. I bought your land and am turning it into an oil resort.
Rude behavior. This is a family business. I sell families. I am widow. My husband is now bones.
Single mother points to her husband's bones in the corner of the room. Oh my gosh. They are all gift wrapped in eggnog. All of my wives are bones. Wives? That is America, but I must make money for my twins to live. They are a prince.
I too own twins. Please don't have bought my land. Christmas is today.
Laugh. I bought Christmas, and now it is never, unless we go on dates.
What? I cannot date because of a snow curse. I pray Santa help me.
Santa cannot help. She did not know, but Santa was her husband. Santa is Bones. Bones help nobody. I want the whole script. Please,
Bones help nobody.
Find it. Oh my gosh. How do you die in every war? It's my favorite. They're so, oh man.
Oh, thanks for joining us on this Christmas holiday special.
That made my life. Seriously. All of my wives are bones. Like, how many did he have?
A lot, because he is business.
Yeah.
His sons are prince. Thanks so much for joining us today. We're going to do our Patreon shout out now and send you off into the holidays in style. If you need a little extra support, make sure you reach out on the Widow Wives Club. Lots of discussions going on in there about the feelings that might come with holidays. It can be hard, and maybe it can be great. Maybe you'll have a good Christmas and some of the holidays that are going to happen right after that, and it won't be hard for you. And that's okay too. Like, if you're having a good time, you don't need to feel guilty. You don't need to feel bad about that, because life is full of both.
And if you don't want to go to holiday events because you are feeling panicky or pressured, you are the boss of yourself. And we two widows give you permission to stay home or go, or to have boundaries, or to set an end time so that you know you'll have a finish time, or whatever works for you. I have avoided the holidays for years, so I think it's okay. You do you, but we get it. There's a lot going on. So we will see you guys back on Monday, January 9th, and we hope that you have a good few weeks, or at least it's survivable. And remember, we're going to be in the Widow Wives Club anyway, so feel free to post if you're not okay, or if you are okay, or if you want to lend support to others, or if you have more funny, bot-inspired Hallmark scripts, please. That's like all I want to do now. Can we just have a podcast that's just that?
There probably is one.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go. Here's our Patreon shout out. We're going to start with our secret dead husband. And to her, we say, I'll have a blue widow without you.
I'm a blue widow.
Yeah,
my hair. Next, Constance Stahlbeck,
David Kelly,
Don Satterwhite,
Emily Wesenberg,
Evelyn Flores,
Gail Bell,
Heather Mullins,
Ivan Misner,
Kat,
Krista Waite,
Maya Glasser,
Neil Hooper,
Becky Ziba,
Sam Finlayson,
Karen Cornejo,
Amber, Elenez, Vela,
Amy Hartman Martell,
Amy Neal,
Ashley Hahn,
Barbara Schneeberger,
Brandy Younger,
Brittany Pedro,
Chris Steffen,
Cindy Wilkerson,
Danielle Katterberg,
Not a Debbie Downer,
Dennis Brazo,
Jean Marie Massey,
J2,
Jenny Taylor,
Jennifer Beal,
Jennifer Brown,
Jenny Wang,
Jesse Johnson,
Carol Schultz,
Laura Agiti Penner,
Lauren Old,
Lisa Hardman Powell,
Lou Clausen,
Marie Hoffman,
MK Anderson,
Meg Murto,
Patricia Wiest,
Rachel Barbosa,
Sarah Morris,
Simone Fu,
Sunshine Haven,
Sylvia the Shore,
Amy Burke,
Ann Drennan,
Anna Tracy.
Audrey Henniger. Clap, clap, clap.
Yes, thank you, Audrey, for the bot submission. Christina Scambato,
Christine Anderson,
Cindy Raynaud,
Connie Remich,
Don Barber,
Debbie Fells,
Deborah Westwood,
Diana Becker,
Doris Reichel,
Eileen Stevens Dem,
Emily Toledo,
Eric Vandermeulen,
Aaron Posick,
Gabe Lozano,
Gia Benoit,
Gina Haas,
Ian Sini,
Ileana Bell.
The Jackie.
Oh, whoa. Okay, Jan Colorusso Seeley. Tell me if I said that wrong.
Cool. Hi, Jan. Welcome. Jane,
Another secret patron,
Jennifer Davis,
Jenny Armstrong,
Jenny Barrow,
Jenny Dippold,
Jocelyn Milo,
Johnny Walker,
Judy Malkin,
Julie Stevenson,
Karen Ochoa.
Karina Jacobo. Congratulations on the World Cup.
Wait, what?
What? Just keep
Well,
going.
now I want to know.
I'll tell you. Do you want me to tell you now?
Yeah, now you have to say it.
Oh, because, well, now I'm scared that I've got it wrong now.
Okay. Kathy Murray,
Katie Getz,
Katie Radcliffe,
Kara Skara,
Kevin Ferry,
Chris Morgan,
Laura Keeley.
Lindsay Kanapka,
Yeah, Marjorie Lewis,
Marianne Hammond,
Marianne McDonald,
Mary McGowan,
Melissa Bowers,
Melissa Hancock,
Naomi Brown.
Rachel, just Rachel. Welcome,
No last
Rachel,
name.
just Rachel.
Welcome. Rebecca Olemaker,
Robin Flam,
Stacy Saywert,
Tammy Terravest,
Tara Wallace,
Trenton Thompson.
Deer Stacking Valerie Packer.
Finally, we have died in every war, Wendy.
Thanks, everybody, for being a patron. We love you. Have a good holiday, or a bad one, or a neutral one, or no holiday. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
2022 out.
Peace out. Bye. This is my favorite thing to discuss with you.
Tell me, what is it?
One of my favorite things. I do enjoy tacos and cheese and dogs. This is about how you cannot pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a phone plan, especially when you're a widow, your person is dead, you might have kids, you might need another option, and you just want your phone to work, you want unlimited texting and service, and you want it to be like $25 a month.
It blows my mind that they have plans that start at $15 a month. That is so cheap. And the cool thing is it uses other 5G networks, and so you don't have to pay extra for that, and you still get great service.
Yep, Anita and I have traveled all over, and I have used my phone. So I highly recommend it. And my mom's even on it. When my dad died, we put his phone down to the cheapest plan, which is $15 a month. And I think my mom's on the $20 a month plan, and it's so worth it. It's so much cheaper than what we were all paying before. So I highly recommend it if you're on a budget or not. Who cares? Ryan Reynolds is in charge of the company, and they send you free stickers with Ryan Reynolds temporary tattoos. It's kind of the best. So if somebody wants to sign up, what can they do, Anita?
Go to trymintmobile.com/WWDN. Seriously, you guys, such a great idea. Save yourself some money.
And if you're worried about losing data or having any changes with your phone, not going to happen. They walk you through it. Everything's fine. It's the easiest process of all time. Again, that's
trymintmobile.com/WWDN.